Every now and then, you notice a single ant crossing your kitchen counter. Just one? No trail? No swarm. It seems lost, almost insignificant. But what if that tiny insect isn't wandering at all? What if it's carrying out one of the most important missions in its entire colony? To us, the countertop is silent, empty. Nothing seems to be happening. But for the ant, this surface is alive with invisible information. Every step it takes is guided by a language that humans can never see with the naked eye. Most people assume a lone ant is simply searching for food. In reality, many of these ants are scouts. They're not trying to feed themselves. They're gathering information. Their real job is to answer a single question. Is this place worth bringing thousands of others to? Watch closely, and its path seems strange. It walks forward, pauses, turns, circles, then continues. It looks confused, but every stop and every turn is part of a remarkably efficient search strategy designed by evolution over millions of years. Here's the surprising part. Even after discovering food, the scout doesn't always call the colony. If the reward isn't large enough, it may quietly leave without leaving a strong chemical trail. Sometimes the smartest decision a colony can make is doing absolutely nothing. But sometimes the scout finds something extraordinary. A forgotten drop of honey, a few grains of sugar, enough food to feed hundreds of hungry workers. At that exact moment, the mission changes. The ant is no longer exploring. It's carrying a message home. Every few steps, the scout releases microscopic droplets of pheromones. To us, they're completely invisible. But to another ant, this chemical trail is as clear as a brightly lit highway stretching through the kitchen. Here's what most people never realize. The trail isn't simply on or off. Every ant that follows strengthens it by adding more pheromones. The busiest path becomes even stronger, attracting even more ants. A decision begins to emerge, without anyone making it. There is no commander inside the colony, no queen giving orders, no ant standing at an intersection directing traffic. Each worker simply follows a few simple rules. Yet together, thousands of tiny decisions create something that looks astonishingly intelligent. Scientists have recreated this behavior in laboratory experiments using two different paths leading to the same food. At first, ants explored both routes, but because the shorter path was completed more quickly, it accumulated pheromones faster. Within minutes, almost the entire colony had chosen the shortest route, even though no ant ever knew the whole picture. But chemical trails don't only lead ants toward food. They can also carry warnings. If a scout is crushed or suddenly attacked, it releases alarm pheromones, an entirely different chemical message. Depending on the species, that signal may cause nearby ants to retreat or to rush toward the danger to investigate. Even if you wipe the counter clean, the colony doesn't simply forget. A scout may return hours, or even days, later to test the area again. It isn't following old pheromones anymore. It's comparing landmarks, light, edges, and memory, quietly asking one question. Has this place become safe again? This is why ants often seem to appear from nowhere. In reality, they don't arrive by accident. Long before you notice a line of workers, invisible scouts have already mapped your kitchen, measured the risks, tested multiple routes, and quietly reported everything back to the colony. What feels sudden to you has been hours in the making. The ant you keep seeing alone was never truly alone. Behind every tiny step stood thousands of unseen workers waiting for information. It wasn't searching for crumbs. It was acting as the eyes, the nose, and the decision maker of an entire superorganism where intelligence doesn't belong to one individual, but emerges from all of them together. So the next time you notice a single ant crossing your kitchen counter, don't assume it's lost. You may be watching the very beginning of a decision that will involve thousands of insects you've never seen. In a world built on invisible chemistry and countless tiny choices, one ant can change the behavior of an entire colony. And perhaps the most fascinating part is this. The biggest events often begin with the smallest messenger,